Aloha folks, good morning. Safari Helicopters flight on the 27th of October at 8:20. Today we've got Angela, Josie, Liana, John, Nicole, and Norma. Alright guys, welcome aboard. Aloha. Good morning. So you're going to share this, but you talk, you push the button, hold it close to your mouth. Say hi to everybody. Welcome. Where are you from? Where are you from? Germany. Well, welcome. Hi, Josie. So you guys are sharing this. You push the button, you hold it close to your mouth. That's how you talk to everybody. Welcome. Where are you from?
Denver.
Oh, very nice. Well, welcome aboard.
Where are you from?
I'll get to all that once everybody's on board. Saves me from having to do it a whole bunch of times and other people hearing it over and over again. Hey guys, you got a microphone. You push on the button, you hold it close to your mouth. That's how you talk to everybody. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. You can put it there if you want. So ladies, got some microphones. Push on that button, you hold it close to your mouth. You're talking to everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Alright guys, good morning. So this is your flight. Those microphones are there for you guys to use. So my name is Paka. I was born and raised right here on Kauai. I left when I was 17 for the military and I served in 2 branches of the service. I started in the Navy, I finished in the Army. The Army is what taught me how to fly helicopters, so here I am back at home, getting ready to share this beautiful island with you guys today. Alright, so I gotta go over some safety equipment real quick. Josie, right by your right leg, you see that orange handle right by the door there? So don't touch it, but if I tell you to get out, I want you to remove that plastic cover. You lift that handle up, that door is going to completely fall off the helicopter. There's one by my left leg here as well for you guys if you need it. John, if you look right here by your right side, your left side, you have a door handle. If I say get out, you just simply rotate that handle down. The door opens out just like a regular car door. And you have one right there, Norma, as well. Just rotates that down. There's a first aid kit underneath the back seat. There's a fire extinguisher up front here. We're all wearing those life preservers. If I don't have any questions, you guys ready to start this tour?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this. All right, guys, here we go.
Mom, I'm done with it.
Our ship is over there, Ileana.
All right, so let's start up on the right side. We have Kalapaki Beach down there. Looks like there's a small handful of surfers out there trying to catch on. I think they're all stand-up paddleboarders. There's no waves, so they're just hanging out there. But yeah, we have the Pride of America cruise ship. It travels around the Hawaiian Islands. It stops here every Thursday, leaves on Friday. It's docked at now Wili Wili Harbor, which is the main receiving point for all of the goods shipped here to Paradise. I see a Matson barge and a Young Brothers barge in today, dropping off some goodies as well. Now that song playing in the background, that's from the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. Well, the reason why it's playing in this particular spot here, you see that river off to the right there? That's called the Holeia River. The getaway scene where he jumps into the seaplane and takes off on the water. That's where that was filmed. It was also seen in the theaters a couple of months ago in a movie starring Goldie Hawn and Amy Schumer. It was called Snatched. Now you also have that large pond just to the right of the river there. We call this the Menehune Fish Pond. That's because it was built by the Menehunes. Now think of a Menehune as a Hawaiian version of a leprechaun. They were very short in stature, very mysterious, also known to be quite mischievous. When I was growing up, anytime a set of keys of the remote control turned up missing, well, the parents always blamed those damn Menehunes. So there's a ridge line right on the left side here. Keep on following this ridge line until you see it take a little dip. At the base of that dip there is a little dirt road. In the movie Descendants, that's where George Clooney and his family stood atop looking out at the ocean below. And that sandy beach out there, it was seen in the movie 6 Days and 7 Nights, where Anne Hesh and Harrison Ford spent some time getting to know one another.
I've seen Descendants.
Very good. Did you like it?
Yeah.
All right. So if you look out on either side and scattered throughout the island today, you're going to see a bunch of empty empty fields or pastures. Well, just over 20 years ago, most of those were all sugarcane fields. It just became too expensive to grow that sugarcane here on Kauai, ship it all the way back to Northern California for processing, so we no longer grow sugarcane on this island. And speaking of sugarcane, out the left side, that large body of water there, that's called the White Taw Reservoir. It is man-made. It was created to supply irrigation water to those sugarcane fields. But as a young kid, I grew up fishing for largemouth bass out of that reservoir. That's because the neighborhood just to the left of it, that's where I grew up in the town of Koloa. Now Koloa is also home to the very first sugar mill. It was built back in 1836. Today, though, the only thing you can see of that sugar mill is just a little brick smokestack that's in the heart of Koloa town. Out the left side near the shoreline, you'll see some dark green colored fields. That's the Kauai Coffee Plantation. With 3,100 acres of coffee being grown on the island, the Kauai Coffee Company is the largest single coffee producer in the United States.
Josie.
Yes.
Turn around. You having fun, Ileana?
Yeah.
Not scary at all, is it?
Nope. And it's not getting me seasick.
That's awesome.
So the first scenic attraction we're going to go see this morning, it's called the Manavaiapuna Waterfall. Now Manavaiapuna, it means the spiritual springs. But this waterfall is more commonly called the Jurassic Park waterfall. It was seen in the very first Jurassic Park movie where they landed the helicopter right at the base of this waterfall. Now it's still just a little ways off, but once we get in closer, I'll be sure to put it out on either side, giving everybody a great chance to see this beautiful waterfall.
I like Jurassic World too.
Later on, I'll try and show you a spot where Jurassic World was filmed at here.
Out of Africa music.
Yep. At the right side first, that is the Jurassic Park waterfall. And out the left side now, the Jurassic Park Falls. In the making of that movie, they had to build a special wooden platform right there in the water, just so they could land the helicopter at the base of that waterfall. So you guys are pretty fortunate, because the only way most people get to see this is by aircraft, because that's all on private land, so there's no hiking allowed back here. It's owned by the Robinson family. Now Liza Sinclair, she's the matriarch. She sailed over from New Zealand back in 1863. She came over to Kauai to buy some land to raise cattle on. She ended up buying over 100,000 acres worth of land here on Kauai. She also gave King Kamehameha IV $10,000 in gold for the island of Niihau. It lies 17 miles off the western coast and is known as the Forbidden Isle. So this canyon we're about to cross here, it's called the Olokele Canyon. Believe it or not, this is all the Robinsons' property as well. Up the left side near the shoreline, right at the river's mouth, is a little town called Waimea. That's where I was born. Waimea, it means red waters. And as you can see from all this dirt around us, everything is that rust red color. Well, that's because during a volcanic eruption, it brings up iron ore to the surface. Well, many centuries later, that becomes iron oxide, or what's known as rust, staining everything that red there. as Mark Twain coined this, the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. It's 10 miles long, 3,000 feet deep, and over a mile wide. But unlike the real Grand Canyon, though, much of this was not formed through runoff or erosion. Millions of years ago was a massive shift in the tectonic plate, splitting the Earth, giving us what we have here today. Coming into view out the right side. Now put it out the left side shortly. This waterfall coming up here is called Waipo'o Falls.
That's the one we saw last night, Josie.
That's cool. Mama, I love you.
I love you too, Els.
Again out the left side, that's called Waipo'o Falls. There's a little pond out the right door. Well, that's called the Lua Reservoir. It is stocked with rainbow trout. They open it up once a year for a couple of months for us to come fishing. It's the only place on the island that actually requires a fishing license. Now, some of the wildlife that can be found up here, you have the wild boar. The black is you'll find some mountain goat. Well, they're all species that were introduced over time, either on purpose or by accident, and they're all open for hunting to help control that population. Left side, you see those golf ball shaped buildings sticking up out of the tree line there. That's the Makaha Ridge tracking station. It's operated by the U.S. Navy. They do radar tracking for some of the training they hold offshore. So coming up very shortly is the Napali coast. Napali, it means many cliffs. It's 17 miles of continuous coastline, accessible only via aircraft boat, or you can hike the first 11 miles. we have such a large surf as it crashes along the cliff face there. You see all of the salt spray getting thrown up against the mountain face.
Just beautiful.
And for those of you on the ship tonight, you'll actually come out here, you'll catch the sunset here along the Nepali before sailing back to Oahu. So you'll get another perspective of it. You'll actually really get to see how big those waves are. So I'll point it out the left side first, and I'll bring it around to the right for you. But that stretch of sandy beach out there is the Kalalau Beach. That's the end of the 11-mile Kalalau Trail. Valley here, this is called Honopu. In 1978, Hollywood remade the King Kong movie and they called this Skull Island. Now this is one of my favorite spots here on the island. Again, that stretch of sandy beach right out the right side, the Kalalau Beach. Now the Kalalau Trail, it ranks 7 out of 10 in a level of difficulty. They say it takes about 10.5 hours just to hike out to this beach. This large valley here is called the Kalalau Valley. It is the largest valley found along the Nepali coast. It was also the last to be inhabited by the ancient Hawaiians. As late as 1898, nearly 5,000 native Hawaiians, they still called this valley home. So I'll start on the left side first, and then I'll bring it around to the right for you. But if you follow the coastline all the way until it ends, you look about 3/4 of the way up. That first sharp pointy little peak you come across, that's Mount Makana. But in 1957, Hollywood filmed a movie here that was called South Pacific. With special effects, they cut that pointy little peak off, they put that out in the middle of the ocean, they called that the mystical island of Bali Hai.
Hot.
And this sunshine, dragonfly eye.
Wow.
Again, the sharp pointy little peak off in the distance there, that's Mount Makana, or Bali Hai.
Still doing all right, Ileana?
Yeah.
Enjoying this?
Yeah. Hi, Mama.
How are you?
That little sandy beach off to the right there, that's Kauai Beach. That's the end of the road here on the North Shore. But back in ancient times, that was home to the very first hula school in all of the Hawaiian Islands.
Hi, Gigi. I love you, Gigi.
Hi, sweetheart. I love you too. Having fun?
Yeah.
Good. I'm so glad.
Mom, my ear is itching.